Hey, hey, Dripping Springs. It is Weekly Drip, Season 4, Episode 37, coming to you live at 4-ish o'clock every Wednesday. I'm Ashley Tullis, your local real estate expert. Amber Pierce is my co-host, your local get it clean expert. There's no cleaning you cannot master. Amber, how you doing?
I'm good. We survived Halloween. It was wonderful. As always, Drip really knows how to deliver Halloween. I'm just saying, we know what we're doing.
And happy 17th birthday to your first baby.
Yes, thank you so much. It's a big one. It's the last kid's birthday she's gonna have. From this point, then she's gonna be an adult. This is the last one before she's an adult. I mean, obviously she's going to be my baby forever. She's going to be like 40. You're going to be like, come here, climb in my lap, baby.
Well, one can only hope. I hope that works out.
Whether or not she'll actually climb in my lap is probably
That's
not
the part
great,
I hope works out. Like, would she take you up on that? Loving this cold snap. And you had a brilliant idea for what we should talk about today. Hot drinks in Dripping Springs. And I think you and I have some things to debate because you have your favorites, I have my favorites.
Maybe.
It shouldn't be too intense. I don't think we're going to fight each other about this, but you can start or I can start. I've got like a whole slew of things. And I took this question to the internet because I wanted to know what other people were really into that I'm missing because I am open-minded.
Okay. I would be open-minded.
Very open-minded on this topic.
So you know what? I'm just going to go right off the bat with the one that I'm pretty sure we're going to be debating. And that is, I went to Mazama for my first time. Still super weird that it was my first time just a few weeks ago. And I asked the gal, because anytime I go in somewhere new, I want to have what's your favorite thing on the menu because you have it all the time and you know what's really good, what's really fresh, what it's the best things. So I asked the gal behind the counter what her favorite thing was that was gluten-free and dairy-free, which narrows things down a bit. And she said I had to have the chai, and I had it, and girl, it was so good. I tasted it at the end of the line. I hadn't even walked away yet, took a sip, and I had to go back and tell her, this is phenomenal. It's the best chai I've ever had.
Chai is interesting because I've ordered it a lot of places and I swear they're just like dumping powder into some water and it's disgusting. Like so gross. So they're clearly up to something. I don't think it's the best in town though, but you already knew that. Yes.
But where do you think is the best in town?
My favorite chai comes from Fairlane. The owner, Cass, makes it homemade. So that is why it gets my vote because it does taste absolutely delicious. And I have more to talk to you about Fairlane, but going back to Mazama, they do a fall drink, the Chider, Chaider. I was misspelling that for a while. The Chider is just a freaking treat in a cup. And I learned something recently. Root Line Coffee taught me this. You can order drinks that are kid temperature. Most coffees and drinks are like 160 degrees, but kid temp is 120 degrees. And all that really means to me is that I can drink it right away because I like a hot drink, but I don't like a scalding hot drink.
Is this one more thing that we're the same about us? One more similarity? Because I always order my drinks kids temp because I can't drink them that hot.
I can't either. And I don't want to wait. Like I ordered it because I want to enjoy it now.
I don't want to wait an hour to drink my drink that I wanted when I ordered it 5 minutes ago. I want it now. Okay. Exactly. So viewers, how we are just discovering this is a little bit surprising to me. But for those of you who don't know, because Ashley and I just found out, I think we maybe know why we're so similar, or at least a good reason to it. So somehow, for as long as I've known you, Ashley, just a few days ago, we discovered that we have the same exact birthday.
Of course we do.
Twins. And it
Obviously.
makes so much sense. So much sense. So for those of you who are like, how can they be so similar? Well, I think perhaps that has something to do with it.
Written in the zodiac or
And
the stars.
The stars decided we were going to be the same.
I told my husband that news, and he really wasn't as astonished about it as I was. He's like, oh, that makes sense. And then he reminded me that we're not the same age, and I have a few years on you. And
no, doesn't count. It doesn't matter.
So if you guys are always like, man, those weekly trip girls, they have so much in common. This is why. Now we know why.
I've heard, I did some research on it afterwards because I was so intrigued. Like, what does this mean? Like, is it just a weird coincidence that we have the same birthday and we're similar? From the interwebs, my research on the interwebs, we are known as, depending on who you ask, birthday twins. We can also be considered Chinese. Was it Chinese twins?
Okay.
I think it was Chinese twins. And I was like, all right. And so it's not uncommon, even if your birth year is different, to have a lot of similarities. And again, this is coming from the interwebs. It is very likely that we are on similar life paths and are interested in doing similar things. So I just thought I'd throw that little tidbit in there. And I'm like, yes.
Perfect alignment. The more you know. Or I think somebody hashtagged us once. I think we were Ashper.
Love it. I love it. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Let's discuss more tea.
Yes.
Around town. I did actually take a picture of Mazama's offerings the other day because I didn't realize how extensive their fall menu was. It's super extensive. I'm only going to mention the notables that I was told about. Their apple cider, I hear, is killer on its own, which makes sense because the cider is amazing. I love a lavender latte in the summer, but they have a lavender London fog, which also sounds amazing. A friend of mine introduced me to a London fog. Gosh, it was probably like 8 years ago. It was the year she was getting married, and I never had one before. Delicious. So black tea with some cream and sugar. It's amazing. Or like a flavored creamer will set you right. But I did pick up just yesterday a golden milk latte. I was feeling a little under the weather, but that's normal for me when it's cold outside. Suddenly I think I'm getting sick, but I'm not. I'm just cold.
Cold bones. Nobody wants to have cold bones.
And it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. I hear, though, that one of your favorite haunts has a killer cookie butter latte. Apparently, Sonder has a reputation for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I like all those words, especially
those all sound wonderful. And I also have been lurking on her social media, on Brandy's social media, that she is getting ready to debut a whole new like list of drinks specifically for this time of year. So even though they already have that one, there's like a whole nother line that's coming. And I think that they definitely win best coffee shop vibe. Like, ooh, it's so vibey. It's so vibey.
There is a gold star for the vibe.
Yes.
That would be it. Man, Root Line's vibe is pretty darn good. It's more vibey.
It's pretty cool too. It's different though. It's different. Sonder's like dark and mysterious.
Moody vibe.
Yeah, it's more moody. I don't know. I guess I like that.
That's cool. That's cool. It's something for everyone in Dripping Springs, which is the whole point of our conversation. Switching gears a little bit away from coffee shops. Our own Dripping Springs chocolate company puts out a hot chocolate. And I forgot. I've had it a long time ago, and it's delicious. And you can buy that stuff on Amazon now.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
It was very big time. On the alcohol side, I got a lot of really great recommendations. My biggest hitters were the spiked hot cider at One Shot Distillery. Um,
Ooh,
Treaty Oak puts out a peach pie hot toddy, which sounded really
yum.
yummy. And then this last weekend, 12 Fox debuted a peanut butter whiskey spiked hot chocolate. That's a mouthful, right?
Peanut
Peanut
butter
butter whiskey spiked hot chocolate.
Ooh, so like a whiskey Reese's?
Yeah,
Okay.
I bet. A Reese's that warms you up. I like it.
I like it. I like it.
Um, and then I'll turn it back to you in a second. I got to go back to Fairlane because that's where I spend a lot of my time and money. I have been on this really heavy kick of a drink called the Avena Miel, and it's espresso, oat milk, some cinnamon, and then honey syrup. So it's kind of like
Yum.
if Honey Nut Cheerios made a coffee, it would be this.
Okay.
It's so good. It is so good. And of course, I love the chai. Cass, the owner, told me that they're putting out, and I have to read it because it's really hard for me to pronounce fluently, a hot chai colette.
Okay.
Hot chai
Like
colette.
chocolate chai.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got it.
That's now out on their menu as well. And I think I have all the things that can warm me up, definitely for this week, because I think this weekend it's going to be warm again. But when real winter comes,
Yeah, this is false winter, y'all. This isn't real. This is just to tease us.
exactly.
So a couple other ones I have. So our very own Rose Haven actually has Jesse James exclusive coffee. They're the only ones that carry it. And
In Dripping Springs, other people have it, but
yes,
in Dripping
Springs. She's the only one who's got it. And it's pretty darn good black. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I am a fan of I'm a fan of coffee. I don't drink it because my body doesn't like it, but I like a good black coffee. I feel like it's important to have a good base for any coffee drink. If your base is yucky, like Starbucks, sorry, not sorry, then your drinks are not going to be as good.
Dude, I'm convinced Starbucks isn't as delicious because I don't think they know how to kid temp any of their coffee. Like, I think they're burning it, and that's what I'm tasting.
It always tastes burnt.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. No, not for me. Not for me.
That's all right.
So Rose Haven for black coffee, and then you can get some treats. My favorite place to get a hot beverage and also grab breakfast, Time and Dough, best way to go. You can have your breakfast scramble, which is what I usually get, or you can get pastries, and their matcha is pretty good. I like their matcha.
I like a good matcha. Noted.
I like it with oat milk and just a shot of vanilla.
Yum.
It's my fave. It's my fave. And then my favorite, no one will be surprised by this, but the best healthy coffee alternative, I would say, is Alchemy, hands down, because they have some really interesting drinks. My favorite one there is the Cosmic Peppermint Latte, and they have like a whole list that is caffeine free. The peppermint latte is like an adaptogenic blend of like 10 different adaptogenic mushrooms. I don't know.
SAT word.
Good. And then peppermint, and then it's got blue spirulina, so it makes this really pretty like blue swirl on top, and they like froth it with their homemade nut milk, and it's so good. They also have a turmeric latte that is very good. You had mentioned a turmeric latte.
Yeah, I love golden milk.
And then they have a vegan hot chocolate, which is also really, really good. And I hear that they're getting ready to roll out some new menu items too. I hear that if I'm hearing correctly, it sounds like they're going to start doing bone broth. So,
nice.
Really excited about that one. I'm a fan of the bone broth. And it's good for you. It's good for your insides, warm you up, good for your body.
Also, I believe, and she'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to hype her up anyway. I'm pretty sure our dear friend, Dr. Michelle Went, starts every morning with a cup of bone broth.
I am not surprised by that
One of
at
like
all.
all these people that I know. So
Yeah. So we should all just follow Michelle's lead. She knows what she's doing. She's done the research.
absolutely.
Oh my goodness. I think that is all that I have on my list for hot beverages.
All right. Well, this was super hot. That is Weekly Drip Season 4, Episode 37, bringing you the scoop on all things Dripping Springs. One last suggestion from our dear friend Martin Garza. He says the hot chocolate at Tiger Stadium is great the one game a year that it's cold, which should be happening this Friday, I believe.
Yes.
So until next time, Dripping Springs, that is a wrap of Weekly Drip. If there's something you want us talking about that we aren't already in the know about and speaking on, hit us up. We'd love to share, and we'll see you next time.